YouTube, this is Tech Tutorial 1000 here, and I'm doing a tutorial on how to make clones. Now for this, you're going to need either the 30-day trial of Vegas Pro 9, or you can actually buy it. But I would suggest doing the trial first, and if you just happen to be rich, you can buy it. So, let's get started on the clones. So, my footage right now is pretty simple. I walk and sit down on one side of my couch, I wave, I get up, and then I walk back behind the camera, I sit down, and I wave again. Then I get up again. So first we need to take out the footage that we really don't need, which is me walking from place to place. So right before I walk in, I'm going to split the clip there by hitting S, and I'm going to go back to right after I leave the frame here, so like right there, split it again, and then I'm just going to right click, delete that stuff in the middle. So now we have basically jumping from one to the other. Now there's one important step here that you need to make sure you do is when there's nothing in the background, you go up to this button up here that looks like a floppy disk. You hit it and it will just come up. You can save it as whatever you want. It's just going to be an image. And then it should come up here in project media as whatever image you saved it as. So I saved it as image 18 because I guess it's the 18th image I've taken. I'm just going to drag that down here and it's right there. Basically it's just a snapshot of the background. So I'm going to drag this down to the second, and then I'm going to drag it down again to the third. So now I have 3 video tracks, and I'll show you why in a second. And in case if you didn't catch that, you can also right click and click and insert video track, but you can just drag it down too. So I'm going to drag this so I'm just going to drag it so it's about half right now. You'll see why. And then I'm going to drag one of these clips. I guess it really doesn't matter which one below. So you should have your first clip of the clone on the top, the next one, and then you can have your background image on the bottom. So that's basically what you need to do. Now let me just drag this out all the way. Now, you're probably wondering why you're not seeing both clones at the same time, even though it is lagging really bad, because the more layers you have, the more it lags. So even though it's lagging really bad, you can't see both. So I'm going to go to pan/crop on this first one here, and it comes up with this window which allows you to move it around, but I don't want to move it. I want to do masks, so I'm going to click on this mask button here. You notice it changes. I'm going to go to the anchor creation tool on the left toolbar, and then I am just going to drag my timeline down here, not this timeline, this one, and figure out how far my clone goes. So he goes right about to the middle of the couch. So I'm just going to draw a line there. Just create 2 points right there, and make sure you draw a box around the frame. So there you have your tool, and you notice that he appears here now. Now to make there be less of a line there, you can go feather type, out, feather percentage, 5 or 6 or more. I guess I can do less, 3. Basically that's just helping it blend in a little bit. So now if I exit out of this, you'll notice that you can see both clones at the exact same time. And that is pretty awesome. But unfortunately, there is a line there. But only for a short amount of time. So you can tweak your feather percentages and stuff to make that look a lot better. But you probably noticed when you watch the effect video that they waved at different times, which I'm going to try to fix now. So I'm going to use the arrow keys to move, and here we have the first clone waving, and then we have the second clone waving. So I'm going to drag the second one down here. I'm going to drag it up a little bit so that you can see that they're both waving at the same time. And see this blank spot here? If we didn't have the background image, it would have looked really weird. So let's see how this works. So they should come in together. This makes it look a lot better, and now they should act the same. Because if you just spend that extra few seconds to line it up right, it will look a lot better, because it's not like one waves and then the other one's like, oh, then waves. So basically that's how you create your basic clone effect. And this is actually better than the one I did in the video because I lined up the waving. That's pretty much all you can do. And you can add audio, like people talking and stuff, but that gets a little bit more complicated. It takes a lot more patience. So to create your video, just go File, Render As, and you can save it as clones or whatever you want. And then it will take a few hours, maybe, to render it, or minutes if you have a fast computer. But that's pretty much it that's involved in making clones.